Hi, Assalamualaikum, and a very good day to the people who are watching this video, especially my supervisor Dr. Siti Nur Farah Binti and my panel associate professor Dr. Muhammad Hariri bin Bakri. My name is Nur Farah Atikah Binti Buang from 4 BTMS with metric number B061910923. Today, I'm going to present about my final year project with the title Factors Influencing Readiness Towards Halal Logistics Among Food and Beverage Industry in Johor. First and foremost, let's talk about the research problem. The huge potential growth in halal food and beverage is increasing every year, and concern on halal logistics towards food and beverage industry has become an issue nowadays. Therefore, research after research must be done in order to study this problem in details. Moving on to the research questions and research objective summary. For the research question, the first one is what are the factors that influencing readiness of F&B industry toward halal logistics? Second is what are the relationship between the factors influencing readiness of F&B industry toward halal food logistics? And the last one is what are the key challenges faced by the F&B industry toward halal food logistics? For the research objective, the first one is to identify the factors influencing readiness of F&B industry toward halal logistics. Second is to analyze the relationship between the factors influencing readiness of F&B industry towards halal logistics, and the last one is to examine the most significant factors faced by F&B industry toward halal logistics. Next, for the literature review, which consists of independent variable and dependent variables. For the independent variable, consists of three factors, which is political factors, social factors, and technological factors. And for the dependent variables is F&B industry organization. For the research framework, the independent variable, which consists of political, social, and technological factors, are influencing the dependent variable, which is F&B industry organization. Moving on to research methodology. For the research design, this researcher is using quantitative methods, and the sampling techniques is using Krejci and Morgan tables. Furthermore, for the target respondents, this research focusing on entire Johor, and 260 respondents are chosen due to 764 halal F&B company in Johor, and the target respondents are the halal food and beverage company employees. For the data analysis methods, this research using reliability analysis, descriptive analysis, Pearson correlation analysis, and last but not least is the linear regression analysis. Moving on to the Pearson correlation analysis, based on the table, the correlation value ranges from 0.732 to 0.695. For the independent variables of social factors, the correlation value is 0.732, which indicates a strong relationship with the dependent variable, which is food and beverage industry organizations. Next, for the political factors, however, illustrate a significant value of 0.703, which also shows a strong relationship with the F&B industry organization. And lastly, for the technological factor, it shows a correlation value of 0.695. Hence, it illustrates a moderate relationship with the dependent variables. For the linear regression analysis, according to the model summary table, the value of R is 0.821 that shows a strong relationship with the dependent variables. For the coefficient of determination, which is R squared, is 0.674. In other way, it indicates that 67.4% of dependent variables explained by the independent variables. In the study, the R value is 176.365 with a significant value of less than 0.001. which is less than alpha 0.05. Hence, there is a significant relationship between the independent variables and dependent variables. Moreover, for the hypothesis verification based on the coefficient table, it shows that more significant variables toward F&B industry organization is social factors with the highest beta value of 0.360. Next, the least significant variable is technological factors with the least beta value of 0.288. All the significant variables are less than 0.001. That shows all the alternative hypothesis is accepted and the null hypothesis is rejected. Hence, there is a significant relationship between the independent variables, which are political, social and technological factors, with the dependent variables, which is F&B industry organization. Next, the table shows the hypothesis and significant level of the p-value and the result of the hypothesis either is rejected or accepted. Next, I want to talk about the research objective. For the first objective of this research is to identify the factors influencing readiness of F&B industry toward halal logistics. The first objective have been achieved through literature review in chapter 2, and hence the researcher come out with the independent variables of political, social and technological factors influencing readiness of F&B industry in halal logistics. The next objective is to analyze the relationship between the factors influencing readiness of F&B industry toward halal logistics. This objective have been achieved by SPSS, and the study finding demonstrate all of the independent factors have a substantial link and are positively connected with the readiness of food and beverage industry toward halal logistics, whereas political factors and social factors shows a strong relationship with the dependent variables. Meanwhile, technological factors shows a moderate relationship with the dependent variable. This result has been achieved in the Pearson correlation analysis. The last objective is to examine the most significant factors faced by F&B industry toward halal logistics. This objective can be achieved by multiple regression analysis from SPSS, and from the tables, all of the factors have significant value of less than 0.01, which is accepted, and the greater the beta value, the greater the influence to the dependent variables, whereas social factors is the most significant factors that contribute to the readiness of F&B industry toward halal logistics. Next, moving on to the research limitation. The first one is time limitation for the research to be conducted. Second is the difficulty for respondent to spend time and answer the questionnaire. And lastly, the difficulty for the respondent to understand the question that have been sent out. Recommendation for future research. Future academic may do a qualitative analysis for the study to acquire better understandings on food and beverage industry readiness toward halal logistics. Second, future study might expand the study sample size to achieve generalization in halal logistics. And lastly, they can use additional variables to study the factors of influencing readiness F&B industry toward halal logistics. Now come to the conclusion. The research objective for this study have been achieved as referred to result of analysis. Second, the result of this research showed that the independent variables of political, social and technological factors determine the readiness of F&B industry toward halal logistics, and based on the research result, the most significant factors influencing the readiness of F&B industry toward halal logistics is social factors. Thank you so much.